Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the FUNimation dub of episode 107 of Dragonball Super. We begin this episode with Frost hiding among some of the rubble on the arena, and we see a flashback that shows Frost making a request to Champa. Frost wants a pardon for his crimes if the Universe 6 team wins the Tournament of Power. Champa says that Frost is in no position to make such a request, but Frost manages to convince Universe 6's destroyer to go along with the request by saying that he can ensure the defeat of the 7th Universe team. After the flashback, Frost decides that it's now time for him to set his next plan into motion, and he comments to himself about how he will prove his worth to Universe 6, for his own sake, of course. Meanwhile, the Omni Kings are scrolling through the screens of their god pads, and they comment about how a great number of fighters have been eliminated from the tournament. The Omni Kings inquire the Grand Minister about how many fighters are still participating, and the Grand Minister responds that there is a total of 36 fighters still participating in the tournament. The Grand Minister decides to further explain by specifying how many fighters are still participating on each team that is still participating. So according to the Grand Minister's summary, the Universe 2 team has a total of 6 fighters still participating. The Universe 3 team has a total of 7 fighters still participating. Universe 3 Supreme Kai wants the fighter Magikayo to study Jiren. The Universe 4 team has a total of 4 fighters still participating. Beerus admits that he is concerned about the 2 secret fighters of the Universe 4 team. Universe 6 and Universe 7's respective teams each have a total of 8 fighters still participating, and the Universe 11 team has a total of 3 fighters still participating. Vermod and Kay, though, are not concerned about this because they bring up the saying of quality over quantity, and they also bring up how Jiren and Top haven't really been injured during the tournament so far. So after the Grand Minister's summary, we find out that Magikayo is the slime fighter that Goku fought against a few episodes ago, the episode where Master Roshi fought against 3 fighters from the Universe 4 team. So Magikayo tries to sneak up on the 3 Pride Troopers that are still participating in the tournament, but Dispo can hear Magikayo approaching them, and Dispo is able to attack Magikayo with the Justice Crush technique. Magikayo, however, manages to trick Dispo. Magikayo pretends to be really injured to the point where he can't really fight back, and Dispo does fall for this trick, so Magikayo is able to trap Dispo. Jiren tells Top that he will handle the situation, and Jiren is able to easily free Dispo from Magikayo's grasp. But Magikayo isn't bothered by this. He admits that his main objective is to study Jiren. But Jiren is able to easily knock Magikayo off the arena without revealing any notable secrets like Universe 3 Supreme Kai was hoping for. Goku sees this happening, and he's very impressed by what he sees, and Kay says that this proves their point about quality over quantity. The Omni Kings bring up how there are now only 35 fighters still participating in the tournament, and Fua panics after seeing Jiren's power in action. Champa, though, is annoyed by Fua's panicking, and Champa brings up that another way for a universe Champa says that one of the ways for a universe to win the tournament is to have the most fighters still in the arena by the time the time limit runs out. So Champa says it's just a matter of them breaking their tie with the 7th Universe team by eliminating more fighters from the 7th Universe team. Vados then points out to Champa that a certain someone is setting their next plan into motion. So we see Frost has reached the area of the arena that Master Roshi is resting in, and Frost wastes no time in attacking the Turtle Hermit. Goku sees this happening and he rushes off to help his mentor, but he's interrupted by Ribrianne, who wishes to fight him. So while Goku is distracted fighting Ribrianne, Roshi comments that he's figured out that Frost's strategy is to eliminate exhausted fighters one by one. And Roshi manages to transform into his max power form to fight back against Frost. But Frost quickly gains the upper hand, and eventually Frost is able to knock Roshi to the ground, and Roshi is forced back into his normal form. Frost also comments about how it's hard for him to pull his punches in order to avoid breaking the no-killing rule. Roshi, however, managed to place a jar on the ground near Frost, and Roshi performs the evil containment wave to trap Frost in the jar. But unfortunately, the Turtle Hermit misses the jar, but he still manages to scare Frost. But Frost quickly forms a plan when he sees that Vegeta is nearby. So Frost begins to attack Roshi, but he also attacks Vegeta in order to provoke Universe 7's Saiyan Prince into fighting too. So Vegeta does arrive, and he ends up saving Roshi, even though Vegeta says that he didn't arrive to help Roshi. He's just here because he doesn't like Frost. And Frost says that, Frost admits that he's been thinking of different ways to defeat Vegeta after losing to him during the Tournament of Destroyers. Suddenly, Auta Magetta arrives to help Frost out, and we see that Auta Magetta has used magma to cover his ears so that he won't hear Vegeta's insults. Vegeta then transforms into Super Saiyan 1 so that he can fight against Frost and Auta Magetta. So during the fight, Frost keeps commenting about how Auta Magetta won't be affected by ordinary attacks, and Frost is doing this because he's trying to goad Roshi into using the evil containment wave again, and Roshi falls for this trick. Roshi sets another jar down on the ground, and he performs the evil containment wave yet again. But Frost manages to perform the evil containment wave reflection, and he directs the reflection towards Vegeta. Roshi quickly destroys the jar that was intended for Auta Magetta, but Frost still manages to trap Vegeta in the jar that was intended for himself, Frost. So Frost then attacks Roshi, saying that Roshi is no longer of use to him, but Roshi is able to launch a very small energy blast, and he's able to control the energy blast with his fingers. So Roshi is able to control the energy blast so that it can break the jar that Vegeta was trapped in. So Vegeta is freed again, and Vegeta is free. He transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, and Vegeta destroys the magma covering Auta Magetta's ears so that he can insult Auta Magetta. He then prepares to attack Frost, but Frost manages to escape. So with Auta Magetta in despair after being insulted, Vegeta knocks Auta Magetta off the arena, and then he changes back to his normal form afterwards, and he comments about how he can tell that Roshi is out of energy. Roshi apologizes for Vegeta being trapped in the jar, and Vegeta's only response is that Roshi should eat it. Vegeta's response is that Roshi should eat a sensu bean quickly after he enters the spectator seats so that he won't die. So Roshi then jumps off the arena, and Krillin wastes no time in giving the Turtle Hermit a sensu bean once Roshi has arrived to the spectator seats. Beerus insults Krillin, Tien, and Roshi by commenting about how they're all bald, but he also does compliment them for their efforts. Roshi in particular, he actually calls Roshi by his name and says that he has a better opinion of Roshi now. And Goku is preparing to fight Ribrianne. The narrator reveals that 30 minutes are left in the Tournament of Power, and that is how we end this episode. So, Master Roshi got a bit of attention in this episode, and Frost got a bit of attention in this episode too. Yes, you could say that Frost was definitely the main antagonist for this particular episode, and Master Roshi did get a chance to shine again, because this was the episode where Master Roshi ended up being eliminated from the Tournament of Power. And to be honest, I did expect Master Roshi to be the next fighter eliminated after Krillin and Tien. I kind of expected the pure humans to be the earliest eliminations among the 7th Universe team. And by pure humans, I'm talking about, when I say the pure humans, I'm not counting Gohan, who is half Saiyan, and I'm not talking about the twins, or I'm not counting the twins, who are androids. Well, technically they're cyborgs, but we brought it up before. The franchise considers android to be an umbrella term to keep the numbering system consistent with a unified title. And I do admit, yes, there are some supplementary material also seems to change their mind about whether or not Tien is a pure human or if he has alien ancestry. But yes, I'm going to operate on the idea that Tien is a pure human because, like I said, they seem to change their mind about whether or not Tien has alien ancestry or not. But yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent. But yes, I expected, the bottom line is I expected Krillin, Tien, and Roshi to be the earliest eliminations from the Tournament of Power. But like I said, I think Roshi still had a good showing in the Tournament of Power. Roshi definitely demonstrated that he has the most experience, even though he would be the weakest among the 7th Universe team members. And Roshi, I would say Krillin, Tien, and Roshi in particular, really highlighted the weak but skilled trope when compared to their teammates. So Krillin, Tien, and Roshi have all been eliminated from the tournament now, but it was heartwarming how Beerus still complimented them for a job well done, and it was also heartwarming to see Beerus show Roshi some respect by actually calling him Master Roshi in this episode. And otherwise, Auta Magetta has also been eliminated from the Tournament of Power, and Magikayo has been eliminated from the Tournament of Power. So that would mean that there's a total of 33 fighters still in the Tournament of Power now. By the end of the episode, 33 fighters are participating in the Tournament of Power. And with Auta Magetta being eliminated from the tournament, yes, Botamo's been eliminated and Auta Magetta has been eliminated. So 3 fighters from the initial Universe 6 team, the 5 fighters that participated in the Tournament of Destroyers, 3 of those 5 fighters are still participating, Frost, Kaba, and Hit. So yeah, Botamo and Auta Magetta are probably considered the least important of the Universe 6 team's original 5 members. So yes, it makes sense that Frost, Kaba, and Hit would still be participating compared to Auta Magetta and Botamo. And oh yes, Dr. Rhoda was also eliminated among the Universe 6 team. So Dr. Rhoda was the first elimination among the newest 5 members of the Universe 6 team. And yes, like I mentioned earlier, Frost was shown to be the main antagonist for this particular episode. And I think that this episode did well at highlighting the differences between Frieza and Frost. Frost is more likely to be sneaky and deceptive. Frost is more likely to rely on trickery, while Frieza, on the other hand, has a tendency to rely more on brute force, or Frieza's more likely to brute force his way through things, at least compared to Frost anyway. So I did think that was pretty cool, how they were able to highlight the similarities and differences between Frieza and Frost. And I was surprised to see the evil containment wave reflection make a return. Yes, the idea of a character actually reflecting the evil containment wave. Yes, this isn't the first time that a character had reflected the evil containment wave. This first happened back in classic Dragon Ball. More specifically, Piccolo reflected the evil containment wave onto Kami during the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, which happened during the Piccolo Jr. sub-saga of the Piccolo saga of classic Dragon Ball. So I was surprised to see the evil containment wave reflection make a return. Thankfully, though, Master Roshi was able to save Vegeta so that he wasn't eliminated from the tournament because of Frost's trickery. Otherwise, the other detail is the Grand Minister's status report for how many fighters are still participating in the tournament and how many fighters among each team are still participating. So we know the number of fighters that are still participating among the teams that are still participating. And I found that to be helpful. Or yes, I think that was very helpful of them to do that. I know some fans have been good about keeping track of all the fighters, but other fans have admitted to having a hard time keeping track of all the fighters and which fighter is participating for which team, or which fighter is representing which universe team. So I think the Grand Minister's status report was very helpful for those viewers who weren't able to keep track of how many fighters and which fighters represent which universe. Some of my relatives watching this episode actually were some of my relatives watching this episode were very grateful for the Grand Minister's status report. And yes, I also appreciated the status report too, because I do admit it is hard to keep track of so many fighters at the same time. But otherwise, yes, I would say that's about it for this episode. So Frost got to be the main antagonist of this episode, and we did get to see how Frost is different from Frieza, while also showing some similarities with Frieza. And Master Roshi got another spotlight appearance, maybe to a lesser extent compared to his first spotlight appearance, but he still got a spotlight appearance. And although Roshi has been eliminated from the tournament, he still managed to help out in some way. Or yes, Master Roshi was still able to eliminate some fighters from the tournament before he was eliminated. And it was heartwarming to see Beerus show the Turtle Hermit some respect and acknowledge that the Turtle Hermit performed very well in the Tournament of Power. And otherwise, like I said, the Grand Minister's summary about the fighters and the universe teams, number of fighters, that was very helpful. And we also got another small preview of Jiren's power in this episode. So I would say that's it for this particular episode. So as of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 107 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time.